And we're rolling, so could you give me your names and your student numbers, please?
Joshua Beresford, student number 1402156.
Bronwyn Bull, student number 14000790.
And we are performing scene 6 from Let the Right One In by Jack Thorne.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at, you fucking idiot? What are you looking at, you fucking idiot? You bitch! Do you want to die? Do you want to die, bitch? That's what happens when you don't just look at me, bitch!
Hi. I said hi.
I heard you.
And why didn't you answer? Are you cold?
What are you doing?
Practicing?
For what?
If the murderer comes along.
What murderer?
You haven't heard about the murderer?
If I had, I wouldn't be asking you, would I?
The one who killed those guys. Killed them like pigs. They say he killed them like pigs. Hung them up and watched the blood drain. I'm not lying. Like a pig.
Yeah.
Aye.
And that means, are you scared? Are you stabbing the tree because you're scared?
No, but a murder, that's like, it's good if you can defend yourself. Do you live here?
Yeah.
Where?
Over there. We've just moved in, next door.
How do you know where I live?
I've seen you in the window before, and I've been down here before.
You're good at jumping.
You think so?
Do you practice?
No?
Do you do jumping at school?
No? I can't be friends with you, just so you know.
What?
Sorry, I'm just telling you how it is. Just so you know.
Well, what makes you think I want to be friends with you? You must be pretty stupid.
Sorry, but that's how it is.
Oh.
What?
Oh. Oh, is that strange smell coming from you?
What strange smell?
Oh, the smell. Oh. Oh, the smell of my dog Bruno when his coat was wet. Oh, before he died. Oh. Is it coming from you?
I guess so.
Are you really not cold?
No,
Why not?
I guess I've forgotten how to be.
Okay. I should go in now,
Why?
because I promised my mum,
And is that important?
if I want her to let me come out again, it is.
Why do you need her permission?
Why do you care? We're not going to be friends. Night.
No.
Okay.
Great, thank you. Right, so we're just going to explore a spontaneous moment. So we're just going to do, play the first minute of the scene, not the entire scene, but keeping the truth of what you've already found, can we add this extra dimension to it? I want you, when you both see each other, it to be love at first sight. Can we see what that brings to it?
Yep.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at, you fucking idiot? What are you looking at, you fucking idiot? You bitch! Do you want to die? Do you want to die, bitch? That's what happens when you so much as look at me. Bitch. Hi. I said hi.
I heard you.
Why didn't you answer? Aren't you cold?
What are you doing?
Practicing.
For what?
It's the murderer comes on.
What murderer?
You haven't heard about the murderer?
If I had, I wouldn't be asking you, would I?
The one who killed those guys. Killed them like pigs. They say they killed them like pigs. Hung them up and watched the blood drain. I'm not lying. Like a pig.
Yeah.
Aye.
And that means, are you scared? Are you stabbing the tree because you're scared?
No. But a murderer, that's like... It's good if you can protect yourself. Do you ever?
Yeah.
Well,
Over there. We've just moved in. Next door.
how do you know where I live?
I've seen you in the window before, when I've been down here.
Great, thank you, lovely. So going to go on to the Q&A, so I don't know if you want chairs or if you want to just stand up to you. Brill. Josh, let's start with you. So what's that scene about?
Well, I recognised the scene. I did a bit of external research on the play, and when I looked at it, it was Oscar is quite a sensitive boy. He's been bullied in the past, and he wants to protect himself from the murderer who's been roaming the streets of Blackenberg, which is the village that he lives in. And because it's a working class village, I assumed that Oscar was working class. And because he wants to protect himself, he's practicing on the tree. He's trying to find means to threaten the murderer in case of the path that they encounter. And I also recognise that Oscar's trying to get to know Eli in this scene. I think he wants to get a new friend, and I think that he wants to just sort of communicate with people and make sure that he has some friends in the time where the murder is about in the village.
So you were playing Oscar. What objective did you play in that scene, and why did you choose that particular objective?
So I played Oscar's objective as wanting to get to know Eli. I played it because I felt like Oscar was a very comfortable boy, and I felt that even though he may have been going through some childhood trauma and what he's going through at the moment, you know, him getting bullied and stuff like that, I think that he just wants to get to know Eli. I think that he recognises someone of a similar age, at 12 years old, as him, and I think he realises, oh, they're on their own, they look quite friendly, I want to get to know them, and I thought it was quite fitting for the scene. I thought that obviously him as a child was quite friendly to other people and didn't really want to treat people as how he was being treated.
So what makes drama interesting is when somebody wants something but there's something stopping them from getting it, the obstacle. What's the obstacle here for Oscar in getting to know Eli?
Well, I think the obstacle doesn't really get played until midway through the scene. I think when he starts to get to know her, he starts to realise what type of person she is, and I think that when he did get to know her, he kind of realised how strange she was as a person, and in one of the lines she says she's forgotten how to be cold, and normally a person of that age wouldn't really be that so like diplomatic and about the way that they've forgotten how to be cold, and it shows like a different level of maturity for Eli. So my obstacle was Eli's strangeness in this scene.
What can you give me, referring to the script, can you give me an example of one of the tactics Oscar has used in order to get a bit closer to Eli?
Yeah, well, he uses a number of tactics throughout the script, but one that I found beneficial to get to know Eli was complimenting her. He says that she's very good at jumping after she jumps off the jungle gym, and yeah, that was one of the main tactics that I used.
Brilliant. Right, moving on to you, Bronwyn. So there was quite a few different scripts that you could have chosen, but you chose this one. Why this one?
I really liked this piece because I liked the mystery that was within it, and I also got this sort of like ominous vibe from like my character in particular, and I thought that it would be a really good opportunity to like explore that further.
Tell me what you've learned about this character Eli from this scene.
So I've learnt that, because she's only 12 years old, so she's quite childish. I've learnt that she isn't always the most talkative person, which is like kind of like how like I would relate to her as well, because that like relates to my introverted side, because I don't like talking to people that much. I noticed that she's more willing to like ask questions though, to like get to know people, whereas I wouldn't, which is the one thing where I'd be like different to her, but I relate on the sense of still wanting to get to know someone, just the way about like she goes around doing so.
What objective have you chosen to play in this scene?
That Eli just wants someone to talk to.
And unpack that a little bit. Why did you choose that?
Because from doing like outside research, found out that Eli is a vampire, and she has a carer, but that's the only person that it talks about that she knows. It's just her and this carer, and especially since Oscar is the same age as Eli, she probably doesn't get the opportunity a lot to talk to someone her age or to talk to people much at all. So I think she just wants a bit of like human contact or connection with someone.
What do you think's the obstacle for Eli in this scene?
I would say that it's Oscar's rudeness, because there's times throughout the script where he's not the most friendliest person to get along with. Like he basically says that she smells and things like that, and then she doesn't know how to respond and how to keep a conversation going.
Yeah, so what tactics, or give me an example of one tactic that she's used in the scene to get what she wants?
Well, she asks questions quite a lot. So, for example, at the beginning when she just asks, what's he doing? And from there, it started a conversation flowing.
Tell me a little bit about your process. So you got the script, you read through it, and then you've landed now a little bit later with this performance that we've just recorded. How did you get from there to there? What was the choices, decisions, the process you used?
So after reading it a few times, it gave me like just a basic understanding of what's like going on. And then after that, I started writing down and annotating the script as in like the given circumstances, units and objectives and things like that, and trying to get as much of an understanding that I could grab. And then I also did a little bit of like further research into kind of the play as a whole, just to kind of come to grasp with what's going on and piece things together a bit more. So then from that point that I could start rehearsing it and getting it up on its feet. And then with that, plus then just taking time to think about all those things in my head and a chance to get into the character's mindset then helps to feel that connection with Eli and performing.
Well, so a question for both of you. So thinking about the themes and things that you've already discovered in your research, and in particular this scene, you know, theatre and plays often get revisited and performed because they've got like something to say in that moment that's current. Why do you think, what's current about this? What's it got to say to an audience today?
I think that where it's set, it's based in Blackenberg, which is a village in Stockholm, which is notorious for the working class, and they usually live there. So I think themes of the working class probably represent a lot of people who are in the lower class today. The children that come from families that sometimes don't have the best upbringing, And you notice that with Oscar. I think that Oscar represents a lot of what some children do think who are in the working class. Sometimes I've experienced it before when I relate to Oscar quite well, but when he was on his own in a park trying to defend himself and no one else was helping him defend himself or try and rehearse to defend himself, like his dad or anything was protecting him or anything like that. So I think I noticed that and then immediately convey that to kids nowadays and how some people don't have the greatest figures, parental figures in life. I don't think a lot of them have the best upbringings in life, and I think they really shows on their upbringing.
Yeah, I quite agree with everything that's just been saying, and it, like, in terms of like this scene in like particular and stuff, how younger children and stuff like that can be quite like impressionable, and without like the correct amount of like attention and love and care, it can escalate to things kind of out of their control because they've not matured or become of that age yet where they can kind of like understand and make decisions for themselves properly.
Great, thank you. Well, I'm happy with all your answers, but what I've given everybody the opportunity is if there's something that you particularly wanted to say but it's not come up in the questions that I've asked, now you've got the chance to say it. If you think you've said everything, fine.
No, I thought it was an amazing script. I think I'd like to work on it more in my extra time or anything that we have, or even in acting if we did ensemble work on this. Obviously, I don't know if there's opportunities to do ensemble work, but I think I think we both really connected with his play. I think that when we first were given the opportunity to look at the script, I thought this script was probably, is one of the most connected scripts that I feel. I think that I connect, and I think Bronwyn connects with Eli, Ellie, however you want to pronounce her name. And I think that we just automatically clicked. Like we looked at each other when the scripts came out, and we were like, "Oh yeah, well, let's do this script." But yeah, I thought it was an amazing script, and then going through the process for this week has just been quite insightful.
I was thinking before how like you look at it and you think it's just a basic scene, it's just two children talking, getting to know each other maybe, but then through all like the work we've been doing, you realise there's so much that you can unpack from it and just so much you can explore with it, and just enjoy doing that.
Great, thank you, you too.
Thank you very much.